Very, very important stuff for me to declare that pertains to the video about real house ownership, who the real owner of the house is, as I titled the video. I wanted to audio record the mother because I want to remember this thing. I want to remember the stuff that her police struggle, the way they wanted to do this stuff with me. And there is an issue I did not discuss, and I want to be video recorded. This issue here, I want this issue to be video recorded with me right on it. MK Ultra was referred to by Slovenian Animals in Blue as a loophole in law. Yes, they were talking to my parents from 1990 to 1995. In 1995, I practically escaped to the United States of America for work. They were talking to them about a theft of my portion, what would have been my portion of the house. That's basically inheritance, I should say. Talking about my sister and my niece. That's what the Novo Mesto police officers claimed me, that and the politicians from Ljubljana, that my niece and my sister demanded from the police, talking about investigators here, that they demanded from the police to liquidate me. Liquidate means to eliminate. My departure to United States of America in 1995 was acknowledged by my family as the opportunity to get me killed. And they asked Novo Mesto police, specifically his name is Janez Ogulin, Cretin, that you are about to see here. I say Cretin because, my God, what the fuck I would do with you, man, if I only could. That's all the fuck I say to the Janez Ogulin. You have no fucking idea what the fuck I want to do with you, boy. Now see me. They were referring to this crime inside of this house. They were referring to as loophole in the law. Explain my parents that there is one way, however, that stuff could be done. And I'm talking about investigators from local, in a parenthesis, investigators from Novo Mesto police station. So that's what this shit is. Psychiatrists, police, courts, prosecutors, I should say, politicians. This is what is considered as Illuminati. And so what is Illuminati? Illuminati is a portion of the society, criminal, corrupt network, the upper scale society, whichever place in the world you are. Every country, every place has its Illuminatis. And what makes it special for these Illuminatis is what is known as a loophole in the law. That's why Štefanič referred to MK Ultra as a telepathy. That's basically a telepathic communication between the police, between the victim, tortured individual, and those that present themselves as animals. Actually, as a police officers, it's basically animals in blue is how I call this scum. Yes, they call it a loophole because they claim that MK Ultra does not exist. That's why that's a loophole in the law. So everything I stated on the blog is exactly the way it is. This is how people get robbed of not of their houses, not of their inheritance, but of the life and absolutely everything. That's how they cut throats to the people like myself. That's exactly how that's done. Let this be a part number 2 pertaining to the house ownership, pertaining to this house. I fucking hate idea about the house ownership. I never was interested in a house ownership. I was interested in seeing my mom and dad. That was one thing. I never thought about the house ownership. But since the police pushed this thing so far, using my mother and insurance agents that will be coming inside of this house, that people, they would self-invite themselves and they would discuss about the ownership, who the owner, and in front of me, the inheritance and so on, and this kind of issues. Since you guys push this issue so far, I tell you what, I'm going to take you for a ride and we will discuss this stuff. Hopefully not even on a Slovenian law, I should say court. Because that's not even a court. That's bullshit. Bullshit. You don't have any judges here. You have any, because you have no laws. You are a completely lawless nation. This is why. This is the beginning of it. Loophole in the law. If anybody asks you what MK Ultra is, you tell him, you give him a definition. Loophole in the law is what MK Ultra is. And they're going to say, why is that a loophole in the law? And you tell them, because the police claims that MK Ultra doesn't exist. Because they claim it's called a telepathy. Yeah, they equal drugging up people, brainwashing them with a telepathy. And that is a climax of the violence. That's a definition of the violence. That is a definition of the violence. The stuff that I have gone through, the local police station here in Novo Mesto. That's exactly what this shit was from 1990 to 1995. Yes, we can do that. There is, however, only one thing we can do it. Igor Juršič, Urska Golob, Milan Kučan, police, my parents and so on. It's called MK Ultra. That other way, they didn't even have the name for it. Juršič, Štefanič, they were inside of this house, they discussed this issue. This exact very issue. There is one way to get it done. Alright, now let's see what you're gonna get it done. Let me show you how I do things. You're watching, of course, my blog, news site, video, whatever you want to call it. This actually is an MK Ultra testimony witnessing about atrocities done on me. The Ulcer Times. Let this be part number 2. But I'm going to title one as Loophole in the Law. What MK Ultra is. MK Ultra is what MK Ultra is. MK Ultra is as these animals from our Master Police Station explained me. It's a loophole in the law. That's what they claim me. Let's do this stuff specifically. If anybody ever asks you what MK Ultra is, you can answer person a cretin actually, because they harass, they intimidate people with this stuff when you tell them MK Ultra, and they all claim they don't know what MK Ultra is. You tell them it's a loophole in the law through which things can be done and that otherwise could not. That's what MK Ultra is. MK Ultra is a loophole in the law through which things can be done that otherwise could not. That's why they love it so much, because they have their own needs. And these needs do not consider the laws, constitution of their country, their people they represent, they claim to represent. Their needs go beyond their loyalty to their countries, to their people, etc., etc., etc. It's an organized criminal network. If they ever ask you who the Illuminati are, it's a human scum, dunk. Judges, police, nurses, that kind of stuff we're talking about. This is what Americans used to talk about. They were coming in the house. They used to talk about they're not going to allow you, they're not going to let you, etc., etc. And even compare the international criminal Illuminati network with the timeshare. You know, it was also other people that will be coming here, all kinds of people, YouTubers and so on, that were interested, fascinated by this case. So they're not going to allow you. They're not going to allow you. Yeah? They're not going to allow you. Not allow you. That kind of stuff can drive person crazy. I hope you understand that. This was nothing other than driving out of the skin, basically not out of the mind, but totally depriving one of the sanity, totally. So that's how they resolve these types of dilemmas. It's all illegal, it's most criminal that anything can be criminal, and it's the deadliest thing possible, because they claim it doesn't exist, basically. MK Ultra, that's a telepathy, like Andrei Štefanič claimed that I stated. Yeah, he claimed that I stated. Never stated, it grew in his head, but that's what he claimed.
Ti si rekel, da ima Urška isti delež v hiši, kot ga imam jaz, ne?
Ja.
Veš, da to hišo, lastnik te hiše je?
Oče.
Lastnik te hiše je tist,
Oče.
preko koga je foter dobil prepis tiste stare hiše, in lastnik te hiše tukaj je tist, preko koga ste vidno z očetom dobila posojila za nakup te hiše, in lastnik te hiše je tist, komor boste plačali z obrestmi, ki je bil tukaj duh noter, do danes, do leta 2025. Tisto je lastnik. Tist, katerega ste garbali, da so dobili posojila, denar pa take stvari. Tisto je lastnik. In to te bom tudi spomnil, zakaj ste očeta tam noter dali. Ne bo pomagalo nič.
Kdo pa je bolj ta lastnik? Je še vedno ne.
Pa še vedela, kdo je lastnik.
Ja, je še vedno ne.
Vedel bo se ve, kdo je lastnik.
Ojej.
Aha.
To je za dobro jutro na Božič. Na Božič jutro je to.
Oče naredil prepis z Marlenko za staro hišo.
Ne, ni.
Kako?
Ne.
Za hišo v Kandiji, kdaj je naredil? Kaj?
On ni nič naredil, on jo je prodal hišo.
Marlenka mu je dala, ker je Milis je široko, da če bi vedel, da sem jaz tak, da ne bi nikoli očetu pomagal in tako naprej. Smo imeli v Mariboru garbo zato, da se barabe tam kupovali stvari.
Prav.
Ja.
To je Božič.
Zdaj samo tukaj, da veš, kdo je lastnik te hiše.
To je dobro jutro.
Ti meni nikdar več ne boš rekla, kaj Urška pa Biserka pa to.
Urška po
Nikada više.
Urška je po Biserki dedič, tako kot si ti.
Boste videli, kakšni dediči ste.
Ah, da nekaj dej.
Oče bo pa ti še domov pašel. Nič ni konc. Tu je.
Škoda besed.